have some jewelry or maybe even some interesting collectibles around the house and you think, you know what, I know this is worth something, we've got just the place for you to take it to find out. Please welcome David Goldstein of Biltmore Loan. He is here to tell us how he can help, along with Mark Israel, to talk about how they helped Mark's mom downsize recently. Great to have both of you here.
It's so
good
to be here.
This is a treat for me.
Thank you.
Well, first I want to ask you, David, for those who don't know, what do you do?
You know, we've been on for a long time, and a lot of our viewers know us, and I want to say thank you for watching us. And today was not really planned. That it just so happened your segments fell into what we really do so well. And what we do is we buy our loan on almost anything you own. So if you run into an unexpected expense that you may not have expected, why it's called unexpected, then you have a place to go get a short-term quick loan. If you have things that you want to get rid of that you've had for a long time. You know, this weekend, I couldn't help it, but I was reading the newspaper because I'm an old school guy, and I see these massive ads this weekend of 2 or 3 full pages on we buy jewelry or collectibles, blah, blah, blah. And then I see the company that's there. And the only thing that I really like to say to people is, I happen to know the company very well. They're coming in for 3 days. For 3 days to buy all your wares, okay? And then they're gone. They're gone. That's it. Biltmore's there day after day. We're there. We want to work with you. Don't sell yourself short. You know, we say time after time, these are companies that just come through and they're like whirlwinds and take, you know, all the good things.
And generations of families come to you. And Mark, that's where you come in because your mom was downsizing. This is like, she's like the quintessential person we're talking about.
You hit it right there with that word downsizing. That ties right into the 4 Ds that we've been preaching over this period of 5 years that we've been in business. I met this young man 35 years ago in a poker game, and who would know that we'd be sitting here in Sonoran living
partners,
today.
Right?
Yes.
So what did you find in your mom's house?
So as part of that downsizing, well, it goes back, let's go back to the 4 Ds again. I just always want to stress this. People come to us for 4 different reasons, and they all start with the letter D. Divorce is number 1. 2 is debt, unexpected bills. Commission salespeople need to make that next, they have to make their mortgage payment and they need help. The 3rd D is death. And the 4th one is downsizing or decluttering, where my mother comes into play. 91-year-old woman moving into an independent living facility. It took so much emotion out of her that my wife and I had to really come in there and assist. With that in mind, we find that when people are downsizing, they come across unusual collectibles, jewelry, things that they've accumulated for many, many years. My mother would be married 70 years next month to my father.
Wow.
And over that years, she came across a number of items.
So it was a treasure trove when
chest.
you guys got
And
there.
A lifetime of collections.
Yes.
And I brought David with me because I just wasn't sure what we had there. And we went into her storage area, and I found something, and I said to David, take a look at this.
So this was it.
This was a wedding gift that she got
70 years ago.
70 years ago.
Okay.
And you know, the interesting thing is I'm going to show you a little view of this, okay? And this was sitting in her garage, all tarnished, everything. This is a Cartier humidor that is sterling silver and gold and with lapis on it. And it was very interesting that Mark had no idea that his mother had anything like this.
And she probably didn't
No,
even
it
have
was
an
just
idea
sitting in
that
the
she
back
had it.
corner.
Let's be honest. So what is that? What's the value of something
And
like
I'm
that?
estimating this to bring between $15,000 and $20,000, which, interestingly enough, was Mark with the odds and ends. They, you know, the things that we couldn't help them with. They did a garage sale and got rid of the odds and ends. They didn't do in the entire garage sale what this one piece will bring.
With that one piece. But here's the thing.
But the thing is, because of our expertise,
Right,
we
I
were
was
able
about to say
pinpoint
this
that.
might have ended up in a garage sale. Do you know
100%.
how many times things like this end up in a garage? Does your mom know the value now?
I haven't told her yet.
Okay, Mark. All right, we'll talk
Mom,
later.
if you're watching, don't spend it all in
And
one
the
place.
beauty is that's going to help her make that transition
So how
to assisted
important
care.
is having you all as the experts come into our home prior to having a yard sale? How critical is that?
Almost essential, because if you find one, and we're going to show later in the segment some of the other pieces that people bring us, and so often they have no idea. We will do the research, we do the history, and we'll get them the real price.
Wow.
The one thing I just want to point out, what David mentioned earlier about these people that come into town and put on these shows, they don't have the passion that we do. 5 years we've been out there serving this community with expertise and passion.
All right, well, thank you guys. Let's give you some information. Maybe you have one of these items sitting around and you need to know what it's worth. Email David and his team, info@biltmoreloan.com. They'll give you a free evaluation. The Scottsdale office, 480-991-LOAN. In Chandler, 480-705-5626. Both of those locations accept walk-ins. BiltmoreLoan.com is the website. If you want to buy some of these items, BiltmoreLux.com, and David will be back with us a little later in the show.